Hello customers, I'm Bert Jessup. I'm the founder and president of the Immediate Resource in Dallas, Texas, for those of you who don't know who I am. And just a quick mention, I want to say that we're open and shipping. Our salespeople are working from home. We're not allowing customers into the building, but we are operational should you need anything. But that is not why I'm making this video and reaching out to you today. I'm here to talk about emergency cash for your business. Okay, and all of you probably know that there was the CARES Act that passed on Friday, which is the biggest stimulus bill in the history of the United States, and it's 880 pages long. Now, I want to tell you that I'm definitely not a lawyer, I'm definitely not a CPA, but on Saturday morning, somehow I was emailed a 20-page summary that was put together by lawyers that had worked as a team through the night, going through the 880 pages. And I started studying that on Saturday, and studied it Saturday and Sunday, and realized that there were incredible things in this act for my customers. And I wanted to make it very simple and easy to understand how to access emergency loans and emergency cash. Okay, so now, by the way, that 20-page summary, should you want to spend many hours like I did and read the whole summary, it is on my website. We've created a special part of our website, which just is an information center for any boutique owners, small business people that want to get information on these loans, okay? And so there'll be, that 20-page summary will be on the immediateresource.com. All right, so now, the next thing I want you to know is that there's a emergency grant of up to $10,000 that is available, I think, to virtually all of you, and you do not have to pay this back, okay? And I'm telling you that right now at the beginning so you'll listen to the rest of what I have to say, because you don't want to walk away from free money, and that's what this is, okay? The next thing I want you to know is that this act contains two different loans that are very different. One of them you can apply for right now and get emergency cash. The other one, the website should be up in a couple weeks. So the first one, we're going to call it option one. It's the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan. This is, the website went up last night. It's fully operational. I'm amazed how fast that they got that up. It works very, very smoothly. Option number two, which should be available in a couple weeks, is what's called the payroll loan. Now, this is the one that's talked about the most in the media. This is a payroll loan. And the concept is, that I put the purpose, help companies keep their people employed, okay? Now, I'm going to do a whole nother video just on the details of this. This is much more complicated than the first loan, okay? But I want to cover just a couple points so you understand the difference. When you're in conversations with people, you'll make sure you're talking about one loan or the other, because they are different, okay? So this loan is streamlined. It is based on, the amount of the loan is 2.5 times your average monthly salary, okay? So if your monthly payroll is $10,000, that means 2.5 times that is $25,000. That's the amount of the loan, okay? Now, there's no payment for 6 months. It's at 4% interest up to 10 years to repay. But there's a big bonus if you keep all your employees employed, okay? So that's the purpose of this, is trying to get businesses to not lay off their people. Should you keep the same number of employees after the crisis as you had before, you can get most, maybe even all of this loan turned into a grant where you don't have to pay it back. So the details of that are quite numerous, and I'll do a separate video on that perhaps in the next few days. Okay, now what are the standards by which people can apply for either of these loans? Okay, who qualifies? Any business less than 500 employees. All 50 states and U.S. territories. That's important to me because I actually have customers in Puerto Rico, I have customers in the U.S. Virgin Islands, they qualify. Okay, anybody anybody who's received some type of economic injury due to the coronavirus. So if your business is booming because of the coronavirus, maybe you're a grocery store or something, you might not be able to apply because you have not experienced any type of injury. Most people I know have had some injury. Okay, you must have been in business on January 31st, 2020. Okay, now this is also open to sole proprietors with no employees. Okay, previously this disaster loan was not open to those people. Okay, now if you qualify here, you qualify for both loans. Okay, so now more detail on the disaster loan. So first of all, that loan is through a bank, the payroll loan that you can apply for in a couple weeks. You go to your local banker, and by the way, he will be delighted to give you the loan because they've lowered credit standards and it's 100% guaranteed by the government. So your banker is going to be so happy to see you show up should you want to ask for this loan. Another point, you are definitely allowed to apply for both loans. It is under dispute amongst all the experts whether you actually are allowed to get both loans, but you can apply for them, and so you want to study them, look at which one works for you the best. If you have a heavy payroll, then this may be the better loan. If you have a light payroll, if you're a sole operator, have no employees, this is probably definitely the better loan. Okay, now this loan is not through a bank. You go directly online. It's very fast. Again, there's an emergency advance. It's a grant of up to $10,000 just for applying. As you get to there's only 4 pages you go through on the website. When you get on the 4th page, it invites you to apply for the up to $10,000 grant. Okay, there is no personal guarantee for loans under $200,000. Streamlined approval. Okay, so when you go on the website is very streamlined. The approval is done obviously later. Okay, so I don't know. I just know they are trying to push money out to small business owners, which I've never seen them do before. Okay, so now this loan paid back, fixed interest rate, 3.75, payment up to 30 years. Okay, so your payments are going to be very small on whatever you borrow. No payments until 12 months after the crisis is over. Okay, so if this crisis is determined to be over in 3 months, you have another 12 months after that before your payments even start on this loan. Okay, again, the emergency advance, $10,000, does not require repayment. The SBA must distribute within 10 days. I read this in the regulations. They must distribute that to you within 3 days. You do not have to pay this back even if your loan is not approved, okay? So you go on and apply for the loan and you ask for the emergency advance. They send you $5,000, they send you maybe $10,000. And then they decide that they don't want to give you the loan. You still get to keep the advance. It's a grant. All right, you can use the money you receive from this for any business expenses. So you can buy merchandise, you can pay for merchandise you owe on, you can pay utilities, you can do payroll, you can pay rent, any business expense. Do not use this for any personal expenses. You would be violating the law. You could get in big trouble. Okay, so a loan officer will determine your loan amount based on information you provide. Now, you don't actually put in an amount that you're requesting. You're going to put in 2 pieces of major information, and they're going to somehow determine from that how much you should borrow. Okay, now I'm confident that if they offer you more money than you're comfortable borrowing, that you can lower the amount. You can say, no, I don't want $100,000, I just want $20,000. And you already gave me 10, so really I just want another 10. Okay? So the primary information that they're going to ask on the website, in which you want to gather this information before you even go to fill in the website, is what were your gross sales for the year from February 1st, 2019 through January 31st, 2020. So it's very important that you know it's not the calendar year, it's the year prior to the disaster. So this is a disaster loan. They're making the date of the disaster as January 31st. So you need to give your gross sales for the year prior to the disaster. Then the other piece of information they're going to want from you is what was your cost of goods sold. Now I think everyone knows what gross sales is, so I won't explain that, but cost of goods sold is not perfectly understood, so I'm going to say it is what you paid for your merchandise plus all your freight costs to get it to you. Okay, so you add those two things together, that's cost of goods sold. Okay, so I'll be providing more information on my website. There's not much more information you need to actually go to this website and get your loan applied for. The website you're going to go to is covid19relief.sba.gov. So that's covid19relief.sba.gov. You should have your EIN number with you. That's an employment number. Or if you're a sole proprietor, your social security number. And again, you'll need this information, which we covered. If you have that information ready, it, honest to God, will take you 5, 6, 7 minutes to actually completely apply for this loan. I was amazed because right on the website it says it takes 2 hours and 10 minutes. And so I was ready for a real long process. It's 4 pages, it's lightning fast, and everybody should apply for this, and you should apply for your grant money that you don't even have to pay back. Okay, so I wanted to get you this information. I want you to apply for this. I imagine the earlier you apply for this, the better, because people are going to find out about this and there may become a backlog. So apply for this quickly, use the money. Again, whatever amount they decide that they will loan you, you can then determine, do you want that full amount, paying 3.75%, or would you even like to lower it, okay? Now there's nothing wrong with applying for $15,000, taking $10,000 in a grant, and just getting another $5,000 to pay back over whatever period of time you want. So customers, please take advantage of this. Check this out. And again, on my website, theimmediateresource.com, we're going to have updated information on many of these programs for you. So check that out as well. Thank you very much.